Woo! The stolen turnabout. Yeah. Okay, we... Where are we? This was literally yesterday. Okay, no, that one. The Damask one. Okay. Hey, Nick. What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so check out the Damask Glossy I bought. Bought it like a glossy card, like the foil ones. Bought this where? On the wheel tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. You know, I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Yeah, how do you have money? For real, how does she have any money? I'm guilty. Look, throw the book at me. What's screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it. Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you. Because I did it. I am the criminal. Me. He's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lonely Taylor. I admit it. But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. Normally when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic. Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please. Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Oh, désolé, honey, but bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. Well, you see, actually, the thief is me. It's me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say that? Well, if you'll excuse me, I got errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is Mask to Mask or not. There's only one thing I am sure of. Mana, happy Sunday. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. It's a low-key cringe. Well, you know, he has to have some kind of accent. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. I mean, I can make him whiny. Oh, her? Yeah, I didn't have a good one for her. There's too many females in this game right now, and I'm not a female voice. Oh gosh, I don't have Godot. He's gonna sound like Edgeworth, probably. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. Link Zelda, happy Sunday. Fence is ready, Your Honor. Good idea, man. What about the prosecution? Are you ready and prepared? What a stupid question. What'd you say? Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? No, I'm not. I'll pass judgment after I hear the arguments from both sides. Well, if you're ready yourself, not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I am Godot, legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. He's the one that Detective Atme was talking about. Your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? Oh, none. Wait, none? So I guess this is his first one? I've never prosecuted a case before.
You said you never lost before.
Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either.
Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you?
Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. It is 100% win rate, I agree.
But a mask in the court of law?
Ah, don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks, either on our faces or over our hearts. This guy's the real deal, all right, Nick. Why does it seem to me like all the prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright. Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Nani-dare. Actually, I think you just say Dare. Dare. I've returned from the depths of HE double hockey sticks to do battle with you.
Prosecutor Gabo.
It's not Gobo, it's Godot, Your Honor.
In any case, please give your opening statement.
Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even the dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite. What? Are you familiar with a saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two. Okay.
First witness, let's go.
All right, my name is, no one asked you for your name, witness. Sorry, pal. The important thing is what you know. That is all. Start talking. We're listening.
Yes, sir. Witness, first let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn.
Yes, sir. Got this. Don't worry. Don't worry, pal. I got this. This is all good. Got us in the bag. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card to Lowly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Master. It fits his M.O. to a T. To a T.
So the actual identity of this Master Mask is... Mr. Godot, what are you... We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Go.
Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than HE double hockey stick itself. That is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed. It's only coffee. Can't be letting him slide this early in the trial.
Proceed with your cross-examination.
Well, Nick, what are you gonna do? Well, as long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Master Mask who stole the urn. Let's do some pressing. Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning?
Yep. Nobody knows no more about the thief than me, pal. It's true. I'm a Zbari, author on thieves.
Oh god, is he doing that too? An author? He's written books about thieves? I think he's probably meant to say authority.
The fact is, this guy can slip through even my fingers. Shows how good he is, pal.
It's easy when those fingers happen to be butter fingers. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Press it. So nobody knows more of the thief than you, huh?
You got it, pal. Except for maybe the thief's mom, that is.
But isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police?
You don't mean Detective Zvari, do you? Who is this person? Zvari. Sounds German. His name is Luke at me, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him.
The heck? Guess he's not at all famous after all. Okay.
Anyway, it's true that he did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole. Seems you're not the expert you claim to be. It looks like the thief is toying with me, even now, sir.
Have you seen all these so-called calling cards?
Of course I have. Except, the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So, I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred.
That's weird. Renji, happy Sunday. Phoenix lay off the burns? Dude, he's burning him pretty hard already. That's because Detective Atme stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police.
Was the calling card that Lily Taylor received authentic? All the cards have one common identifying feature, but we're not releasing that information to the general public. But you're absolutely certain that this card is real.
I'm sure you can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about the emblem. Fifth heist? His fifth heist, and your fifth screw-up, huh? Dang!
Objection, pal. That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault.
Did the card have a black hat on it? I don't think it has the hat on it. Like, this is his symbol. I think when we even saw it on Ron's house, it didn't have a hat on it. So I think it's just the mask without the hat. The hats, I think, is extra. You all people shouldn't be chuckling about this, detective.
I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away. Got me?
Wow, looks like he's really got it for Detective Atme. Yeah, he does. Only go after the most precious art pieces? It was a broken urn. Like, what, for example?
His first target was the famous tear of Amanin.
Some kind of especially salty teardrop? Yeah, it's not the Phantom Thieves. Wouldn't even know it happened.
You never saw it coming. No, sir. It's a blue diamond, a single red diamond. Next was the crown of Bongora, you know, the thing you put on your head. After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Magina, sir. Not Majima, not to be confused, sir. He's famous too, but this is Magina. Different, a little different. Detective Abney retrieved the portrait of Magina and returned it to the museum.
And the target of his fifth and last robbery was the sacred urn, right?
Isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? We assume he must have some underworld connections.
Somehow Mr. Delight doesn't look the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging around the underworld. I would agree with that. Fits his MO to a T. What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T? Is he a mott?
I was thinking to have asking the same thing myself. I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal. First of all, there's this calling card. We're 100% certain he's authentic. And there's the fact that he seemed to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi. So since this robbery seems to fit all those conditions, that's right. It means that Master Mask is behind it.
Nick, it definitely looks like it was Master Mask who stole the urn. There's no real evidence either way as to whether Ron is Master Mask. But... Also, the urn hasn't turned up yet, let alone in connection to Mr. Delight. So even though we know it was Master Mask that did it, time being, I should try to show it wasn't the Mask that did it. See, I don't think the urn is the most expensive. I think he works alone, Renji. There's not gonna be a cat there.
Even says it in there, has no monetary value. Can I ask you a little something, detective? Just hearing the little in that question makes me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. Well, what do you mean? Nick, how can you say such a horrible thing? No. I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price. Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn?
The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it.
And I mean that in the worst sense. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Mask to Mask would normally go after. Balls.
If I understand correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the thief of the sacred urn was not the work of Mask to Mask.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point at the contradiction. The argument made itself.
First of all, we need to get this case issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Mask to Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot?
This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite.
What?
If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess.
Sorry, I don't get what you mean.
If you're saying it wasn't Mask to Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Mask to Mask's method. A fake.
Fake Mask to Mask? It sounds ridiculous, but I like it.
Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake.
I don't approve Mr. Godot's behavior. His point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting.
To prove it. Need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor the night was in fact fake Damask. Okay, let's look at this costume and see if we see anything different than the poster. Do we have a poster of him too? I thought we had a poster of Mask. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this one he has gloves in it. On it. It looks the same-ish. Are those gloves, or is that just a hand? That's the only thing I really saw a difference. You got the you got the feather, mask pin in the hat. Feather, mask pin in the hat. It's a big emblem mask on his lapel. Oh, there's nothing there on his lapel. There we go. Fantasia, happy Sunday. Proof is right here. Photo taken by the security camera. So you'll notice something peculiar about it.
Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use the pointer. And show us just what about this is particular.
I'm gonna say this because there's no big thing on his lapel. It's right here. Of course. I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I brought this morning? Problem I had with the security photo is the brooch on Mask's chest.
A breach? Here? Bailiff! Get my steed. We need to retreat at once.
A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on.
Oh, I see it now.
But the mask in the security photo, he has no brooch, sir. That brooch is the same as the emblem on the mask's calling card and serves as his symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this mask is a fake. I've been fooled again. Balls.
It's true. Undeniably true. Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I, Don't worry. Hey, now. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too.
You deserve some blame in this. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch?
The brooch you're talking about? Do you mean this? That's mask-to-mask brooch.
Where did you find it?
Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Oh, her hair, okay. Amy Faye. Why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. Also, isn't there 2 rules of law where it has to be approved by the State Department? By the police? It can't be approved if they didn't know it was there. This guy's one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too. What? Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Ron Delight's fingerprints. Meh? He's lying.
Let's see that brooch.
I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her.
It appears to have been torn off. Some clothing. A little bit of cloth still left in the back.
Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Phoenix, we have a problem. You mess with Godot, and you get burned. He's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. You're done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all. Next. Is it the Ace Detective? One second is one drop of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear.
What's clear?
Zwei. The truth has once again elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Wow. Not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Look at Me, Ace Detective and Rising Star emulating the heavens. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off.
Heard that on the night of the crime, you were at the loan on security.
You've heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is.
Well, if he was worth nothing, then 100 of your one thing is still nothing. Why was this guy by himself anyway? Must be some reason. I'm sure of it. What you got?
It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That is when my nemesis, the infamous Mask the Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. Zvari.
So you didn't get a good look?
My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that has limited my things that will fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural.
Fair to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening.
Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We're not speaking of any ordinary thief, but the king of thieves, the great Mask the Mask, my arch enemy. That is why my instincts and my years of experience tell me.
I still don't know how the monocle stays in his eye. So that'd be 1 o'clock in the morning of the 12th, correct?
That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer.
You were on security detail that night, right? Where exactly were you at the time?
A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse, near the computer.
So then you were trying to remain hidden, I take it.
Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief.
You said the same thing yesterday.
Gumshoe also said they've never spotted the thief at the crime scenes before. Precisely! That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief.
Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure on the pigeony head. Yeah. Pigeony-like head? Is it a pigeon-like head? It's more like a Yu-Gi-Oh hairstyle.
In any case...
Dancingly descended. From where?
Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else?
So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief?
My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow, while my ears listening for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. It could only be due to his subtlety, camouflaged cape, and soft-soled shoes.
Did he have his cape? I'm just literally going to the wrong picture every time. Now is that a cape? It just doesn't have the brooch on it. Okay, I was making sure there wasn't something else. So that's meant to hold his jacket on, and he still has the jacket on in the picture. Got it. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened?
Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all I can recall.
It's not very solid as far as testimony.
However, Paul Shaleya had my third monocle, the security camera at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe.
Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Do you have a problem with the photo? Good. Let's continue with the testimony.
Darkness
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Attacked and knocked out unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing? Certainly some very impressive detective work. Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head? Well, actually, yes. By a fire extinguisher. And what happened? I was knocked out. And you lost your memory, too. You see? You have no right to look down on me, then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I have more brains to begin with. He may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed. In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless, and then... About the 30 minutes. My silver cord was loosened, and my soul fled the golden halls of Elysium. As usual, I have no idea what this guy's saying. I think he's saying that he was alcohol. No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. What is he going on about? There's something suspicious about Detective Atme. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in? Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. That can't be right. Contradicts evidence. The brooch. The brooch literally says it was torn off. Mr. Atme, could you take a look at this with the special monocle of yours? Ah, this belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Mask Damask. It is, in point of fact, Master Mask brooch. It was found on the floor in the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Ah, elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on that well. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. We can only deduce that this thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security that night. You. Detective Atme, you must have fought with the thief that night. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No. Wait a moment, old-timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. True measure of a man is the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? You talk too much. Witness, you're saying that now you and the thief fought. Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Save the big questions for the testimony. It's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. Look at me, agree completely. Sorry. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for but a brief moment. However, look at me, cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true, and that's all she wrote. So he did see him? Correct. It was during his third crime he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. Hopefully it's the one you're in. That can't be good. Oh, dude, it's epic music. So why'd you look away from the door? In addition to the camera, I prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course. So you're momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer? I want to know about the sensor. What kind of sensors are you talking about? There are the places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. These are the air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up a heat-detecting infrared and ultraviolet sensors to each of them. It's kind of overdoing it. Yeah, was it all yours? The Lordly Taylor department store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well. I'm just confused a little bit, I guess. I mean, it says... Now I'm thinking about this photo a lot because they mentioned, is this photo real? Now I'm wondering, is it? He couldn't have rigged the equipment. Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer? No. What does that mean, discombobulated?
Young people these days, they really irritate me. They probably go to old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean.
Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway?
Now I've forgotten. What was I saying?
He was giving a real-life version of discombobulated. Or it's how I feel part of the day.
Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony.
From the side. What do you mean by a weapon from the side? Naturally, the thief had no idea that I, Luke, at me, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Okay, so he is talking about the Shichi Shito. So he had a sword. What did you have? So he fought with his fists? You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? Dang. But of course, in college I was second in charge of the boxing club.
So I never fail to find that appropriately impressive.
However, my opponent in this ring this time was my arch nemesis, Mask de Mask. This guy's a real piece of work. Can you tell us a little more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. I like the word. I assumed that at me fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. Flash of light? What was this flash of light that blinded you? I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman. Well, that wasn't very much help at all. Is that like the light from the woman? He's hiding something. Okay, let's press the other one. We got two things we can press on. We asked about the sensors. I want to ask about the other thing. Computer. So that computer belonged to Lordly Taylor as well?
Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me. Look at me.
He could have manipulated the data.
What's wrong, Sir Lawyer?
I want to press the other thing. Okay, so we did blinded at-me fighting style? What is this at-me fighting style?
I'm sorry, but it's a trade secret. I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you.
Is that it? Is that it? Back to a wall. Sure, add it. If your back was to a wall, how do you get hit over the head? And get snuck up on. Where's this third eye you're talking about?
Oh, it's right between my right and left eyebrows. It's quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call it the forehead, if you like.
Just call it the forehead.
So, Lawyer, it looks like the creases in your own forehead are getting deeper.
So Mr. Abney got hit on the forehead then. That's what he says. But I've got a funny feeling about that. So do I. Okay. He said he got hit from behind. Back of the head. Detective Abney, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. Made of paper.
What fun is this is, Sir Lawyer? It's truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet.
I believe this is what you said yesterday.
No, the coward must have wormed his way through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind. This gruesome item.
He was a rogue. He did it from behind. But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head.
Yeah, it seems I've made another mistake.
Detective Atme, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police is itself strange. And almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with the security.
Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad.
That's wrong.
Objection!
Dude, I didn't remember what his voice sounded like.
To err is human, to forgive, divine. Humans are not machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate, and yes, they even make mistakes.
Hold on, it's not as pretty as that.
Really? What is it like then? Always chase the official down to the end. It's one of my rules.
Turn things around, Phoenix.
What exactly is that you're asserting?
Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that he's not an ace detective. He is Master Mask.
I don't think he could... Wait. If he's Mask to Mask, how did he get the... How did he leave, come back, and not... No, like, how did he... How would he have taken the urn out, come back, and then pretended to be unconscious? He's not an ace detective. So what exactly are you saying I am? Well, an average detective. Take that. Uh-huh.
See I hardly see the relevance.
What are you doing, Nick? Weren't you gonna go on the attack? I was planning on it, but looks like I'm the one who got attacked instead.
Think harder next time.
Sorry, so sorry. Okay, It is that one, really? The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Batmy's true identity is actually Mask to Mask. Even with that nose.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning?
There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atmy's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scene, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. Picked up on clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a... Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atmy. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask to Mask.
This photo, it clearly shows Mask to Mask. Security camera belongs to Lowly Tail department store. You shouldn't have been able to manipulate it.
He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. Ace Detective is Ace Thief?
Is this true, witness?
Master Mask Ammo is pure genius, and so am I. Look at me, Ace Detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I'm impressed, Sir Lawyer. Is he admitting it?
You're admitting it?
Nick, now's your chance. Yeah, time to put the last nail in the guy's coffin. Detective Atmy, when you assume the thief's side... Ow. Godot Blend, number 102. My personal favorite. They're all his favorite. The Ace Detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. Simply not true.
Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points.
I will admit, my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt. Mr. Trite, if this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. It had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face.
Oh, Mr. Wright, just don't stand there. Court would like to see the decisive proof.
Yes, of course. Are you alright, Nick? Abby looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. He says as he does another safety save. Can I really do it? Decisive evidence that proves Mr. Look At Me is in fact Mask to Mask. I doubt we have it this early, but I just want to look. We have this, we have this. Has yet to be found. Of course, I've got nothing. Just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high, no matter how bad things get, after all.
I see. Thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion.
It's not good. I've got to stay on the attack. Never get another chance to prove this guy is the thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. I'm just not ready yet. But are you gonna just give up and let us lose this? So you've come to your senses, have you, Soloya? Yeah.
Cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, you have